Nelson with Smooth One Productions. Hey, Barry, how's everything?
What's going on, brother? I'm just getting in from the train. Eat and talk with you too.
Yeah, let me apologize. Prior to this, I have a bundle of recorded messages. Like I said, I'm not the host, but it's not an excuse. I need to be on my game and present it. Barry, how are you? How are you? We're in New York. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. Another day I went out there and I worked and I went and I cut my friend's hair and I'm home.
Oh, you cut your friend's hair. Whoa.
Yeah.
I
recorded it.
No, it's not that hot button issue. Why you didn't get arrested? It was a, I don't know, random question. Why you didn't social distancing? Barry. I'm not making, look, I want to be clear. I'm sorry I'm over talking. I lost my sister and sister's husband to this. I'm not joking about this. What I'm saying is people need to just get out and get some air. Am I right? People need to get out and get some air. For real.
They can get air, but they got to do it the right way.
Okay, and what would you suggest? That's interesting. What would you suggest would be the right way?
I mean, you can go outside, but give people their space. Don't have it where somebody there and you're gonna bombard them. The only thing that's really crazy about it is getting on a train. People are trying to do it, but when you get on the bus, as you see in the videos, when you get the most crowded bus is the B35 that goes down Church Avenue and the B47 that goes down Utica Avenue and the Halsey Street bus. Those are the buses that arrive.
Arriving in the sense that they crowded, or arriving because they crowded? Crowded?
I ride the
with
bus,
the chains and stuff on the bus. You be seeing them chains.
A lot of people on the bus.
Wow.
The B7 is the best bus. It's not that many people on it, but those other buses, the buses I ride, the buses.
You take the train though. I be seeing you take the train more though.
Yeah, I take the train to get to my destination, and then I go from bus to bus, and then back on the train.
Oh, okay. So maneuvering wise, everybody out there who's watching this, picture in your mind a bunch of buildings, very tight, a big population. How are people moving? Like visualizing, because you got to come to New York to understand what I'm saying. New York is very busy. You could come out of the train station and go to 42nd Street, and you never been to New York. I guarantee your eyes would trip. Your eyes would be like, because it's right there, like everything. It's like a Broadway movie that's right there. So how in your perspective, how are people moving? Like, for example, are they going like that? Or are they? Yeah, because I'm sorry, you eating. I apologize. All right, bro. I don't like that. Drink some water. Yeah, bro. You want some water?
Most of the people,
please.
A majority of the people are actually trying to get.
Yeah.
The majority of the people are actually trying to give space, and you just have a few. Those are the ones just outside all the time, so they don't really care. They're just gonna walk through you. They don't care. They're just gonna walk through you. Like, so what? What do I care?
Do you think, being we talking hood, PJs and things, do you think it's been hit hard in the hood, in your perspective? Not saying you run around the hood and this and that, but just maybe from observation.
Well, actually, where I live at, I don't really know if what happens here too much, but else that I go, when I go to my buildings and stuff like that, I get all the news about who passed away, who's cousin, and stuff like that. I could say Revoy projects in Brooklyn, a lot of people passed away there.
I'm sorry to hear that. Why do you think that is, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm not sure. One of my friends, his son is, got a lot of friends over there, and every other day he's telling me about somebody that passed away.
Yeah. I mean, I was born in Long Island Hospital. I think it's closed. I grew up Red Hook, Iguana Projects, Bergen, J&M Michaels Furniture, Anybody? I went to the Sentinel. Everybody y'all know that.
Okay.
Yeah, I was born in Brooklyn. Just my mom's won a lottery to go to the project in the Bronx. So back in the '70s, you know, my mom's won the lottery, so we moved up to Sedgwick Project, and then we went up to Parkside. I think we moved because it was hard to get into. Remember, it was hard to get into the project. Not saying it's easy now, but that was a step up. You get into the project.
Yeah, I went to school on Long Island, but you know, I was back and forth to Brooklyn.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. And how was it growing up in Brooklyn? I mean, Smooth One Productions. Let's go there. How did that start? Let's just jump because we could go back in the days. We don't go too far, but
okay.
I'm
gonna tell you how. I'm gonna tell you how it started.
Yes, sir.
I had an uncle. That was in the service, right? And he was stationed in Germany.
If you don't mind me asking.
He was in the army. He was in the army, right?
Okay.
And what he used to do is he used to send his stereo equipment to me to test.
Oh.
You know, he'd send me big receivers, speakers, amplifiers, and I tested for him. And then when he came back stateside, you know, I'll hook everything up for him.
Because my brother's first record, I believe, was Bert the Butt. Bert the Butt and I forgot whatchamacallit. Bert the Butt and obviously I think it was Sugar Hill Gang. I'm trying to think. He had so many. He had Bert the Butt. He had Sugar Hill Gang. He had Super Rhymes. Remember Super Rhymes? I love Super Rhymes the most, to be honest. Which one was sticking? It tastes like wood. Was that that was Super Rhymes?
That was Rapper's Delight.
Rapper's Delight. I'm sorry.
That was the first record that they put out. Rapper's Delight.
What was your first?
I gotta say, rest in peace to Betty White.
Really?
She passed away.
Wow. Oh yes, I did see that. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. I can play a song with all my stuff right now. Yeah.
The funny thing was after I learned how to DJ over the years, when I was in high school, I actually linked up with Ken Spiderweb, the DJ that passed away.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
I was in high school. I was doing mixtapes, and his daughter was a classmate of mine, and she heard it, and she was like, "Hey, my father wants to meet you." And I'm looking at this girl like, "Why?" Because you know I was a popular athlete or whatever.
Sure.
She said, "Oh, this Ken Spiderweb." I met him. We went in the basement. He showed me all the BLS and the Kiss FM.
I was going to say 107.5. I was going to say that. But I grew up on Quiet Storm. To understand my essence, I grew up on Quiet Storm. And I just want to say this. I'm Puerto Rican, but I didn't grow up on bachata, merengue, salsa. I grew up on LTD. I grew up in Peebo Bryson. I grew up in, we can go many directions with this. But, you know, I grew up on Quiet Storm, and it's the soul of R&B music that made me who I am today. I take it with me. Anita Baker, we can go many directions with this. I dig, you know, I really, really dig because R&B is the soul.
Okay, you ever hear that song? You ever hear that song, Santa Claus is a Black Man?
Say it again?
Santa Claus is a Black Man.
I've heard of it in passing, but I can't remember it right now. I've heard so many different, you know,
It's only one person that did it. He passed away. His name is Teddy Van. Him and his daughter did it. I was in their basement and they showed me the original album cover and everything.
Wow. And we ain't got time to Google it, but I will be on it and I will be sharing it. Why that song? What about that song gives you memories?
Actually, because he had what happened was one day he met me playing basketball, but I didn't know he was a self-taught piano. He taught himself how to play piano.
Wow.
And he had a studio in his basement. So we were going through records and everything. I told my DJs and stuff like that. He could play anything on the piano. And then, you know, he was showing me all autographed basketball by Althea Gibson, one of the female basketball players.
Sure. Sounds familiar.
And I did a model shoot with him and a model in Westbury and stuff. So we went back, and he was kind of like a mentor to me because he was very wise. He knew about music, he knew about basketball, and that's what I was about.
Congratulations, bro. And more of a blessing because you had somebody, and we you know, we don't have all the, we talk, Barry and I, we talk. And I want to point out those keywords, mentors. Barry, brother, you're a mentor. Now, besides you're tall and you play ball, I just found out a month ago you 6'5". I was like, all right, well, Barry, you know, brother. But mentors, you remind me, without even giving me any history, of a mentor. I'm jumping all over the place. I know we were in Brooklyn and growing up at School 1, but within that being said, within your all, you come off as a mentor. And I'll go back to School 1. I just want to say you give off a mentoring feel. Do you have any experience or about mentoring?
My experience is like through sports and music, I try to get kids to help themselves, you know, to create. Like a kid walked up to me one day. I was in the park teaching someone how to play basketball. The kid and his mother sat on the bench, and then the kid walked over to me. He says, "Hey, you the guy that was doing the videos of basketball games and stuff on YouTube, right?" I was like, "Yeah." He said, "I watched your workout video with your stepson and the other kid, and just watching your video, I made my basketball team."
Wow, congratulations. Has it been hard to manage 2-1 Productions along with basketball because you do a lot? Can you talk? Yeah.
Productions is pretty much, I do photography.
Yes, sir.
Videography, and I do a little studio production from my home, music production from my home. And I kind of, you know, if you're an artist and you need help putting a song together, I do beats and I can help you organize it and stuff like that. That's what I do. And if you wanted to shoot like a video, you know, I could shoot an introduction video. I could shoot a photo shoot for you, you know. Hey.
What about your basketball experience? And I'm so sorry I didn't get an opportunity, and we'll definitely like to come back and talk about the great things you do. I'm not the greatest host, but sorry. Go ahead, man. No, I'm asking about basketball.
I learned how to play basketball. My first 6 or 7 months, I couldn't score a basket. And then the next year, I was good enough, and I dunked on a 6'10" person.
What kind of dunk?
It's a regular dunk. What it was is my brother, because I was doing wrestling and running track, and my brother said, "Look, man, when you get the ball, just put it in the basket." So he was under the basket, and I threw it on him.
But one thing I wanted to mention. Sorry to interrupt, but one thing I wanted to mention about your basketball is that, Barry, you do great things with basketball. But can you talk about your basketball work that you do, which is amazing?
Well, basically, I was helping one year I was helping my son play, you know, with his team. He was doing a teacher versus student game. And then the next year I did it again. We did it in a local park. And then a gentleman came up to me and he said, "Hey, man, could you put a team together? I want to do a tournament." So we did a tournament. The organization's Not Just Hoops. We did the first tournament. I put a local team in. We came in second place, and we were running good for like 6 years. And I was videotaping the games. You know, I was keeping score. We were running clinics and stuff. Now we also do flag football.
Where can people, is this open to the public? Excuse me, is this open to the public?
Yeah.
Where?
We did that. Right now we're dealing with flag football, and we might do a special like Olympics type thing for kids with special needs. They're still putting it in the works and stuff.
Well, you know, we talk, you know, our schedules are very busy. Life on Life Terms will be out there, or at least try to get out there, you know, putting the logistics together in terms of, you know, with this COVID, but also scheduling. You know, we all work. We gotta put it in.
Okay,
So,
yeah, I got a better one for you. I mean,
sure, please.
the next step is I'm gonna come. I'm gonna physically not be in Brooklyn, but I'm gonna come to you, and we're just gonna be.
Yeah, of course. No, because me, I don't care what anybody. You link on to me. You original dude, bro. I mean, it's like I grew up with you, and I never, I didn't. But for real, I could speak to you. People are not getting what we go in. So obviously, I was like, wow, we have so much time, but we're gonna have to cut this interview short. Not short, but we're gonna have to end this interview. But before we go, more than anything else, what is your social media? Please share with everybody, and also definitely emphasize that program for basketball because it's so helpful.
Okay. Right now, I'm part of an organization that's called Not Just Hoops. It's not. You can reach it at notjusthoops.org or notjusthoops.com. You can reach me on YouTube is BAR space NEL. Everything I do video wise, photo shooting wise is on that YouTube. My Instagram is
Share, brother, share, please.
my Instagram is Blackasso55.
Okay, you want to spell that out?
BLACKCASSO 55.
Okay. I'm sorry, I intervened. I apologize. Say it again. Sorry, go ahead.
BLACKCASSO 55.
Okay, you hear that, everybody. I can't say enough about this gentleman because he does a lot. It's like if I was to describe Barry and I was to describe you, not just third person, he's like he's what keeps the city together. There's people such like him that keep it together. It's like filling things in as Barry. I don't just follow him. I don't I don't need to up him like that, but just follow him. And we could do a 7-hour interview. And next time I like to do it because it's the real talk that everybody out there needs to hear because it comes from a different perspective of living times in New York and growing up. And of course, from where he's at and where I'm from, it's just totally all over the place. So Barry, any final?
I'm the type of person that if you follow me, you would see me all over the place on the trains, on the buses, in between working, and you see actually what's going on in Brooklyn and Queens, wherever I go. It's on there. I'm doing a live. I'm doing the video.
Thank you for you too. And the reason why I say thank you, I want to be clear. I want to be clear. I say thank you because he does it selflessly, with like a way of not even considering anything else. I'm gonna do it. If you check his style, that's just how I do. He does it selflessly. Not many people do it selflessly. You can check, you can focus, you can watch. Never a me thing. He does it out of his heart. It's real like that. Am I right? Am I right?
You're 100% correct because trust me.
Well, and that's not even to up you up like that to be like, yay, Barry, but I checked.
I had a
sure.
Yeah, I'll give you a deep one. I was at J Street Metro Tech with a lady. She was talking to herself, right? And she walked past me and she talked to herself. I pulled out a dollar and I said, Miss, I think you need this. She says, no, I don't want it. I said, listen, I don't need the dollar. I was going to buy a soda with it. And she was like, God bless you, thank you, because I don't really take nothing from nobody.
Wow.
And that's straight up. I said no strings attached because she mentioned something like that. I said there's no strings attached. I said I give it to you. You do whatever you want with it. That's just for me. And she.
Why though? Real before we go, why?
I'm not sure.
Sure.
I'm not sure.
I'm saying, why do you do what you do? Why do you do what you do?
I do what I do because if I see a person needs something special or just thank you or how you doing or have a nice day, that might make their whole day.
And that. No, go ahead.
Always look down.
Okay. Well,
a lot of people look down on you. So when you can say something nice to pick up their whole day, she even, as I'm getting on the train, she says, thank you, sir. Have a blessed day. And
It
that's
is
just
what
the
it is.
person.
No, and I want to say thank you, and we gotta we gotta go, but we're gonna follow up. So what is next with Smooth One Productions? Because I'm not gonna leave this and say bye. I'm gonna leave this and say what's next. Barry, you said you were gonna come to the show, so being we linked in here, there's more coming. There's more. A story beyond a
I'm
story.
coming.
You gotta follow.
Basically, I was asked to possibly do a documentary on what's going on in the subways.
Okay.
So I'm still I'm collecting footage of all types of stuff as I'm riding on the trains and stuff like that. I might have to do a narration thing. I want to do something like that because I'm always on in the buses.
Well, I thank you, Barry. Smooth One Productions. You shared your social medias. You can see the social medias right there. Sir, salute and thank you for all you do. And thank you for tuning in.
I'm your host, Leslie Rodriguez, aka Leslie Jane, and I'm just glad to be here. And I'm so glad that we have this great guest here, Juice Leroy. We're going to be interviewing him and just getting just information and talk about different stuff going on. So, Juice Leroy, would you introduce yourself?
Indeed, indeed. How's it going, Where? I'm Juice Leroy from Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. Hip hop artist out here, active in the streets, active for my people, here to just liberate minds, provide positive messages, and enlighten people. That's what I do with my music and just in general in life. So I appreciate y'all having me.
Great, and we're glad that you're here and that you're wanting to interview because I really do enjoy your music. I think that it has a message, it's powerful, and I also definitely wanted to interview you because we know what's going on right now, all this craziness, and we know that you're for the people. So tell us about that. How are you feeling about everything that's going on?
For the most part, I'm disgusted. That's one thing. I'm disgusted. It's sickening to see the police brutality, I guess, pretty much get away with whatever they get away with, everything that they get away with, without little to no repercussions. And it's a few that actually do get, I guess, prosecuted and etc. But that's minimal compared to all of the unarmed people that have been killed, white, black, etc. They get away with murder. So it's pretty disgusting. It's disgusting, but me, I'm always on the positive side, so I always look for the light in the dark. So I always keep an optimistic mindset and try to find solutions for my people so that we can thrive and be as fruitful as possible. Fruitful as possible. So
Good,
yeah,
good.
I'm feeling right.
That's how you feeling. And so how are you coping though with everything that's going on, not just what's with the protesting and the death of George Floyd, but the illnesses, just
Yeah.
how are you coping?
I'm coping through music. Honestly, that's the best way. That's how I started rapping. I started from depression. So anytime that times get hard, that's where I write my best music, or that's where I create my best music, because it's a way to me to ventilate.
Okay.
And it's a positive way for me to ventilate. I actually can help people as well as helping myself. It's healing, music, the vibrations, the sound, everything. So that's how I cope with any type of turmoil. So even with the COVID, to the police brutality, to the black on black crime, everything, that's how I cope with it, through music, to try to send messages to people. It's an alternative of the route that you took. This is another way that you can do things. So that's how I cope with pain.
That's good. That's good because a lot of people don't know how to express themselves. So that's good that you found an outlet, and you're good at it too.
Well,
You're good at it too. So
I try. I try.
So you've been on lockdown, have you, or have you been still out?
Yeah, I've been on lockdown.
Okay.
I've been to LA. I done been to Atlanta. I done been somewhere else. Louisiana. I done been to a few places. I haven't stopped moving. Honestly, I haven't stopped moving. I was on the plane with a dude. He had a whole bike helmet on. So
A bike helmet?
a bike helmet. So people taking precautions. People taking precautions. I'm like a motorcycle
Absolutely.
bike helmet. He had my whole face. It was crazy.
Wow. Well, he was.
I still been flying out. I still been shaking and moving, but of course I keep myself nice and right, healthy.
Good.
Dab a little bit in each city, but I haven't really been on lockdown like that. I have, but I haven't. I'm an introvert way, so I say to myself.
Okay. Okay. So, tell us just a little bit more about yourself. Like, what are your influences? Oh, and today's Pac's birthday. I don't know if you. I
You
mean,
say who? Oh yeah,
Tupac.
Tupac. Of course, that's part of my influence. Tupac. My daddy. I mean, I grew up on Tupac, UGK, 8 Ball, MJG. My daddy from Memphis, so I grew up on that as far as musical influence wise. But then Chameleonaire came into effect in the early 2000s for me, so that's kind of where I learned how to master my bars and learn how to actually put a song together and take different approaches with my creativeness with the flow, my different flow patterns. It came from Chameleonaire, from studying him. So those are my influences musically, but pain and hurt is my influences through life for creating my art and expressing it the way that I express it. I mean, everybody can relate.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, being that there is actually people uniting, which is a good thing,
Yeah,
but there is a difference between a protester and a looter.
yeah,
So, how do you feel about that? And have you been joining the groups, the movements?
yeah. So I feel like it's an excellent thing. Like you said, people joining together, building a coalition to go out and protest peacefully. I've seen a lot of organizations being active. I haven't stepped out and got into the crowds myself, to be completely honest, for a whole bunch of different reasons. But me not being out there on the front line with my boots strapped up is not me not being involved or active for my people. I do it through my music, sending the messages. So while you out there, these are your battle cries. This is the way that you actually need to operate yourself. This is the mindset that you need to have. You know, a clear conscience. Don't go out there with red in your eyes, angry. You have to be militant minded, but poised at the same time. So that's what I provide in my music for the people on the front line. And I totally disagree with people that's looting, period. But I understand their anger, and everyone expresses themselves differently. So that right there is subjective as far as me agreeing or disagreeing with the looters. But that's not the approach to take. It's just gonna make things worse in a sense, because you're hurting multiple people on
Yeah,
top of that's already been hurt.
exactly. Then you hurt your own community by destroying your community instead of
Yeah,
going out. I mean, which some people, I guess, somebody burnt down the Wendy's in Atlanta.
yeah, I seen.
The death
I
of the
knew
chef.
that. I knew that was gonna happen, but that's
Yeah,
dumb. Wendy's ain't had nothing to do with it.
but that's
And
actually I prefer that than mom and pop's barbecue spot. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
I understand that too.
But yeah, totally crazy. Right now, you currently made a track called "I Still Can't Breathe,"
Yep.
which is so relevant with what's going on today and how you had said in the past. So tell us more about that track.
Okay. I still can't breathe. Of course, came from me responding to George Floyd being murdered publicly, and also it's in relation to Eric Gardner being murdered publicly as well. Whenever he initially said, I can't breathe," George Floyd said the same thing. So the song was basically about that. I still can't breathe. The same thing is going on. I'm sick and tired. This is my response. This is my rebuttal.